Shabbat Shalom, Shivarim, friends, especially for those who worship in spirit and in truth, as Yeshua called this searching, as the Father searching for those people who worship in spirit and in truth. What does it mean to worship in spirit and truth? To worship in the spirit is to worship in the Ruah. You know, our walking in the spirit and in truth. What is spirit? What is the spirit? The Ruah of Elohim. The Ruah and the truth they're connected together. They are connected, and this is Ruah. When you are called out from the world, or this is what we call the Mishpatim in this world, the oppression of this world, when you receive Mashiach in your life. This is not our work, this is the work of Elohim, because this is the promise Elohim from our forefather, that He will gather His people first in the Ruah. In the Ruah, when we receive Mashiach in our life, we begin to obey, to follow the basic, which is the Shabbat. The Shabbat, when you are in the Shabbat, and you begin to cultivate the Torah of Elohim, not the Ten Commandments, the Torah of Moshe. This is our call for those who are really who walk in the spirit and in truth, because the spirit and the truth is parallel na siya, dili na siya mo separate, because the truth is the Torah. It is written in Psalm 119:142 that the Torah is the truth. You want to read that? Okay. This is in Psalm 119:142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy Torah is the truth. The truth. So I have a video concerning the tackle about the Ruah. What is the Ruah? How is the Ruah? When Yeshua said, sanctify them in thy truth. Because the work of the Ruah, the Comforter, as Yeshua gave to His disciple in the Mount Olive when He gone back to the Father. That was the Ruah HaKodesh. And this Ruah will comfort. Wow. Who will convince out to you from the sin. So what is sin? Sin is transgression of the Torah. So there is no difference from that. This is why the Spirit, when Yeshua said, the Father is looking for those who worship in spirit and in truth. This is what when He was meeting with the Samaritan woman. Neither in the Gezer, in the Mount Gerizim, or in Jerusalem, that the worship of the Father He is looking for His people is not on those mountains, because those who are really walk in the Torah. So myself, I am joining for those who are on this journey to walk in the Ruah and the truth of Elohim. Because when you follow Mashiach, our job is to leave behind. We are no more owned by ourselves. What we have to do is to work out the Torah in our life. And this is why we have to meditate the Torah of Moshe day and night. For what reason? In order to change our soul. We change our soul. Why our soul need to change? Because our soul is, we are born on this in the earth. We are the descendants of Adam. In order these descendants of Adam to be transformed into the second Adam, which is Mashiach, the life eternal giving spirit, in order that we change that, we do it with our, obedience, submission. This is how we walk unto Elohim. We are bought by the price of the blood of the Lamb, which is Yeshua HaMashiach. He is our atonement. Never forget, He is our atonement. So now it is in the Mishpatim, the judgment in English. This is my commentary, a very short commentary, because this is parallel today what's going on now. This is parallel today for what is going on now. This is in the Exodus 21. We have to read. These are the laws you are to set before them. If you buy a Hebrew servant, he is to serve you for 6 years. But in the 7th year, you shall go free without paying anything. So now, this is what it really a powerful message from this just one verse, very powerful. It's very powerful in our days. Why? I will go straight from this, because you have to know, in your work you should know how the work of Mashiach did in, when he was here on earth. The work of Shaul, the explanation of Shaul, the perfect, aside from Yeshua as a rabbi, Yeshua is our master, but the greatest rabbi is Shaul, Rabbi Shaul, who expounded the Torah in the deeper meaning. And this is what you have to see, because this word he is speaking is not in division. It is to come us together into Ihad, unto Mashiach, and unto Elohim. This is the purpose. Never will make once ikaw ablihan ka na, when Elohim open your understanding, because this is what Yeshua said, go back to the Torah of Moshe, because it is written there, the prophets and the writings. So everything is contained from Mashiach. So that is your testimony. You become the spirit. Your testimony unto Mashiach is the spirit of prophecy. So the word of Elohim will never come into division. Yung mga division na yan is only, when you promote yourself the good things. You teach Torah like that. Oh, some who don't teach Torah is only pasad. Because the reality, if you are a servant of Elohim, you will never divide the people of Elohim. You have a call. You are a vessel unto Elohim for Jehovah's calling to you, to bring his people in the right way. Because it is working in your heart, you will not speak in your own. When you understand that, because if you're honest to yourself, you will not speak on your own. Yung blah 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 yan, yung papalamuti ka lang sa front. No, you cannot when you are not in his ear. Because there are many lying spirit. Don't forget, there is lying spirit. We are talking about the spirit and in truth. But there is also a lying spirit. How do you discern that it is a lying spirit? If you're learning the Torah, you will know who is a lying spirit. This is why, when we are in Mashiach, you are now more servant of men. You are servant of Elohim. You serve Elohim's purpose, and not to build in your own ways. No. You wait. Elohim will direct you in your heart. He is the one who will teach you what you will have to do. You have to wait. Sometimes it is long. In order that you are prepared for that calling, your duty as a priest, as Shaul said that you are a royal priesthood, it is your duty to study the word, to study the Torah. That is our duty. We toil. It is what is called, we toil, we cultivate the Torah. Why? In order this spirit man in us will change. So now, we go back to this teaching concerning this Exodus, a Hebrew. If you buy a Hebrew servant, he is to serve you for 6 years. So now, but in the 7th year, he shall go free without paying anything. Don't you know that we are in the 4th day? In the 4th day, this is a deeper study. Because if you read in Genesis 15:9, the covenant of Elohim, what he said, that let's gonna read. Genesis 15:13. This is the covenant Elohim has promised to Abraham, that Abraham will receive to inherit the land as Jehovah has promised to Abraham. Now, in verse 13 he said, and he said unto Abram, know of the surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not there, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them for 400 years. 400 years also represent the representing of the fourth day creation. In the fourth day, Mashiach came in the fourth day. Did you know that? He came in the fourth day. This is what he read to proclaim the liberty. They were in 4 day, in the 4,000 years during the first coming of Mashiach, they were in bondage of all these leaders at this time. They have the authority, the synagogue, the Pharisee, those who are in the leaders at this time in Judah's place. First for Judah, they are the one who sit in Moses' seat. This is what Yeshua, sit in Moses' seat. What does it mean? They took the authority of the Torah. If you read it carefully, they took the authority of the Torah. The Torah should be the authority and not what they said. So now, it was in the fourth day Mashiach came. Now we are entering to the last days, fourth day. And now we are entering to the end of the 6,000 years. So in the 6,000 years, this is when Yeshua said to proclaim the liberty, and when he opened the book of Isaiah, if you remember that, he said that at this time that is to proclaim the liberty. I don't know if I can find it. And there was delivered unto him the book of the prophet. Okay, we're gonna read it. And he came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up, and as his custom was, he went into the synagogue on the Shabbat day, and stood up for to read. And there was delivered unto him the book of the prophet Isaiah. And when he had opened the book, he found the place where it was written, the Spirit of Jehovah is upon me, upon Yeshua, because he has anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach the deliverance to the captives, and recovering of the sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised, and to preach the acceptable year of Jehovah. The acceptable year. But this is, and he closed the book, and he gave it unto them again to the minister, and sat down, and the eyes of all them that were in the synagogue were fastened. So, and he began to say unto them, this day is this scripture fulfilled in your ears. You see, to proclaim the acceptance year of Jehovah. The Jubilee. Jubilee. 50 years, right? You have to count that. You have to count that there is counting about 50 years. The Jubilee. In 18, he said, deliverance from the captive. Because the fourth day it is parallel to the Genesis when it says the affliction. This is also the fulfillment in Yeshua. We have the fulfillment in our forefather in Egypt, in Mitzrayim. They were also captive, and after the 400 years, Elohim has delivered them. Do you remember that? When Moshe bring them out from Egypt, it was in the 400 years they were in Egypt. So this is also parallel to us. Is it now in the 400 years? No. It will be the preach acceptable year of Jehovah. A Jubilee. If you count this Jubilee, it is every 50. So now soon we were entering. So now if you read this Exodus 20:21 about the Hebrew servant to serve 6 years, what happened to us since the time of Adam? We're ending to the 6,000 years. And soon Mashiach will redeem he will redeem us. He will make us free from what? From this Mitzrayim, the Egypt world. This is what we are now. This is the from the time of Adam down to our time, last generation, last hour of generation. This is, we're ending to the 6,000 years, and soon Mashiach is to come. This is the beautiful study of this concerning what Yeshua speak, because he said to preach the God's acceptable year of Jehovah. Preach the acceptable year. If there's counting, I will not include the counting there, but there is a counting for that. So you see, we are pa-ending na ta. We're on the ending of the year of 6,000, and soon Mashiach will come to deliver us, to make us free. We will be free. Don't you know that we will be free from what? From this world, from this system of the world. Mashiach will come to deliver us. And it will be soon in his time for the 1,000 years. This 7th year, he will rule here on earth. This is why this is a beautiful study of the Torah. It is progressive revelation. When you follow that, Elohim will open your understanding. It's beautiful. That is why your imuna become more. You will not be troubled from what's going on now, because it's Elohim. Everything is under the control of Elohim. What our job is to resist from this system, because it is soon to be destroyed. It is soon to be destroyed. It is a cleansing, because the coming kingdom is at hand. Repent, as Yohanan said, repent for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. So friends, we are not far from this redemption. It's not an easy time, honestly. We are really beaten hard from this flesh, how to reach, how to hold Elohim, because this is how our action be tested, if we are really standing for the way, for the coming kingdom. Because as Yeshua said many times, our treasure is not in this, the system of the world, but our treasure is preparing for the coming kingdom. This is why we are in difficulty. We have many challenges in this world. Why? Because we are the neshama, what Elohim given us, is the one who always grumble, because Elohim has only draw us, and this must be the one who rule in us and not with our flesh. This is the teaching of Shaul in Romans 8. And it is a fight between us. So now, friends, it's a critical time. It's not easy, but I tell you, it's not an easy. But we know there is promises of Elohim. When he say, I will never leave you nor forsake you. Trust his word. When he say that in the Proverbs 3, we're gonna read so that to give always repeat to encourage our soul, that dili ta left behind. Kay sometimes ang atong flesh is drawing into the dust, drawing to the dust. Kung unsa na may buhaton nato, mag-unsa na lang ta para nato murag ending na ning dapitan. No, it's not the ending. It's just the beginning to the beautiful things, to the wonderful things to come, to wonderful things. Because now the time when Mashiach come, there will be it will become an ihad for the two houses, for his children of Yaakov. So now this is my last, always I will give this encouragement for those who are really dedicated to their life. No, don't walk in the other step of the world. Be set apart, be separate from the world. You are drawn by Elohim, because we cannot yoke with people who has not yet circumcised in their heart to the Torah of Elohim. He draw you, and work that in yourself. Work out that in order to be a vessel of unto Elohim. Because everyone individually nato, we are a stone of the temple of Elohim. We are a stone in the temple of Elohim. Because the temple of Elohim, if you study the tabernacle in the wilderness, very kadosh na. Di ka mabasta-basta masulod, anak. When you enter there, you will be burned. Masunog ka. Mamatay ang tao. Why? Basta dili na commanded sa Elohim. So this is Shaul said, work out your salvation with fear and trembling, because it's not a joke when Elohim called you and then magpadayon pa ka sa imong ways. You have to strive for that, nga to be a kadosh person before Elohim, because you are a one part of the stone of Elohim to build up His temple. That is, we call it a Jerusalem above, the temple, and the perfect Jerusalem. It is existing. It's not that it was exist when Mashiach resurrected. That was when he said, when he said to his brother there, you want to destroy this temple and you will raise in 3 days only, but this temple was built in many years, because he is talking to the temple of Elohim, of his body, the body of Mashiach. That was he's talking, and this is exist when we are doing the right way to worship unto Elohim in spirit and in truth. So it depends na sa imong walk sa Elohim, kung if you are walking in the right direction. Don't try to make your own ways. Elohim has His own ways, and if you want to be part of that, of His people, do it in right way, because He is the only one who see our heart. If you are in living and life, set apart life, ayaw na mga pa-show up din ha, kay ngano it doesn't work na. You can only kuan na sa tao, magpa-appreciate ka sa tao ana nga beautiful unsa na imong mga istorya din na. No, it's not, because what count unto Elohim, that you are doing your duty kana kung submissive ka. So you must be submissive to the, as I said, when we receive Mashiach, in order that we are no more in this, our old self is be left behind, then that is to work out in the Torah of Elohim, the Torah of Moshe. This is how, because while you are studying the Torah, then you will encounter many things in life. Imo man ang iparallel po na sa Elohim ang imong walk, nga ikaw mubarog yug ka kung unsay imuhang natakatunan sa Torah. It's a beautiful, you just walk but continue in life in Mashiach. So this is why what we are doing now is, soon we will be set as free when Mashiach came. Just wait, the time is very gamay na lang ang panahon para siya na. But no, you don't think that you're relaxed there too. You are relaxed to do your things because you are preaching somewhere, preaching the gospel. No. You have a duty to do. You are a priest. If you are a priest of Elohim in the heavenly temple, you have to work out that. That is individual. Set apart people of Elohim. Make yourself as a part of the, when we are framing in the temple of Elohim, you have your job to do. You have your job before Elohim. So you should know you discern what is your job to do, and not to compromise in life. Because our duty is to better ourselves before Elohim. So the house cleaning, especially we are approaching with our Pisak, the house cleaning is soon, because we have to eat unleavened bread. It's not just the house to remove all your mga bread na to, mga pan din na, no. It is also the same time with ourselves to remove. We have to mirror ourselves what I am doing, because if we are not able to see our atong face sa mirror, to check ourselves how we walk in this earth, this is because Elohim will not care even mo ingon pa ka sa imong kaugalingon, tungod niya ana. You accuse others mo nang ingana ka kana man gud siya god ana. Don't let that. That is, Elohim will not accept that. You have to learn to look at yourself kung unsa imong gibuhat sa imong kaugalingon. This is what Elohim counts. Not nga ikaw magsikag panudlo na sama sa kinaiya ni Hava ug ni Adan when they were rebelling unto Elohim. They always blame others. Hava, he blamed Nahash. Adam, he blamed Elohim. he blamed his wife. You see, that's not our attitude supposed to be when we are Mashiach. Our attitude was supposed to be to say that I was wrong. I am alone who sinned against you, Elohim. And it is our personal relationship unto Elohim to reconcile with Him. We are willing to not to say you get angry. That is again not this kind of attitude from Hava and Adam to blame others, but nothing else we have to blame, but it is our flesh because we are carnal. So this carnalism na to, that is what we have to put in stake in order that we are pleasing unto a sacrifice, unto an offering unto Elohim, not a sacrifice but an offering unto Elohim. Our carnal must be put down. Shalom, shalom. That is my commentary for this Parasha Mishpatim. Okay, it's beautiful, diba? So you will understand as soon as will come. It's Elohim will open your understanding concerning this. It's very beautiful. Shalom, shalom, and have a wonderful day.